You know, when I first started building my salons, I struggled with training. It felt like I was reinventing the wheel every time I hired someone new, and it was exhausting. But everything changed when I created a real system for onboarding and education. That's why I built the Salon Success System, so you don't have to figure it all out the hard way like I did. If you want proven tools, templates, and strategies that help your stylist succeed and take the stress off your plate, then check out the show notes for the link. Let's make training the best part of your business. Did you know you can have the best haircut in the world, but if you're using the wrong flat iron, you're working against yourself? In today's episode, I'll walk you through how to pick the right straightener based on your hair type, budget, and lifestyle. Plus, I'm sharing some of my favorite stylist-approved tools that won't fry your hair or break the bank. Welcome to All About Hair, where we talk shop, share stories, and spill the secrets behind great hair and a great career. I'm your host, Denise Keilitz, a former salon owner, educator, and a lifelong hair crusader. Whether you're a new stylist building your book or just someone who loves learning about all things hair, you're in the right place. Each week, we dive into real techniques, honest career advice, and inspiration to help you grow behind the chair, or just fall even more in love with the world of hair. Because around here, it's not just about looking good, it's about learning, evolving, and having a little fun along the way. So grab your coffee, your shears, or your dry shampoo, and let's get into it. Hey there, welcome back to All About Hair. I'm Denise, and I just want to thank you for being here. I'm super excited, you guys. I have worked for the last 2 weeks. I'm converting everything over to a new website. I'm working on it right now. I've got my brand new course out there. If you're a salon owner and you are struggling to onboard stylists or train stylists or get your handbook together, I have you covered. I have a brand new course. You probably just heard about it in the intro, but it's only $97, and it actually walks you through step by step from the day one that you hire a new stylist, what you need to go over, how to set them up for success from day one. And then it'll unlock an exclusive offer that you can get templates for, yes, my employee handbook, which I actually used in my salon, but more importantly, the education notebook. This is the exact template that I used in my salons, and I think you're going to love it. Anyway, I've got the links in the show notes. Just wanted to let you know how excited I am. I've worked pretty hard on this. Hopefully you like it. Let me know your thoughts. If you want to see a different course, I am actually working on another course for brand new hairstylists for foundational skill sets. I'm really excited about that one too. Again, thank you so much for being here. So let's get on with the episode about flat irons. Look, I'll never forget this one client. She had the silkiest, healthiest hair when she came in for her first visit. But 6 months later, she came back. Her ends were dry. They were fried. They were breaking off. Turns out she bought a $15 no-name flat iron off a bargain site online, using it daily on the highest heat. Oh, you know how I feel about no heat protectant on your hair. Oh my goodness. So she had no temperature control and no heat protectant. That moment taught me something pretty important. Your tools matter just as much as your technique. The wrong flat iron can undo all the good you're doing in the salon and at home. You could be using the most expensive masks, most expensive products, but if your flat iron is just frying your hair, ugh. And I do get this question a lot from people like, what's the difference in flat irons? I mean, there's so many choices out there. So today we're going to walk you through everything. And you will want to make sure that you download my free PDF. You can print it off, easy peasy, okay? Here's the problem. Too many people choose their flat iron by price, number one. I've done that in the past myself. the brand name, or they've seen it on Instagram by an influencer. And most people don't even know what they're actually buying or what really works for their hair type. The wrong plate type or heat setting can cause dryness, breakage, and long-term damage. A one-size-fits-all tool, it's just not realistic. What works for coarse hair will ruin fine hair strands. So let's talk about all the options, because there's a flood of them out there. There's confusing terms, misleading marketing, and there's also those influencers pushing tools they don't even use. It is super easy to get overwhelmed. This is a question I get all the time. Ceramic, titanium, tourmaline plates. What's the difference? Do you even need to be concerned about that? Yes, you do. First off, the plate material. Ceramic. This is really great for even heat distribution, and it's gentle on all hair types. It's great for smoothing and for shine. Titanium heats up super fast and it stays hot. This is ideal for thick, coarse, or resistant hair. And then you have tourmaline, which actually helps reduce frizz with negative ions. And this is best for frizzy hair or damaged hair. Here's a pro tip. Don't want to forget this. If your hair is fine, fragile, or color treated, stick with ceramic or tourmaline. Titanium is way too aggressive unless your hair can handle high heat, and most fine, fragile, color treated hair cannot. Something else you want to look for in a flat iron: adjustable heat settings. This is essential for preventing damage, because not all hair needs 450 degrees. I kid you not. Most people turn on their flat irons and they turn it up hot and high, and that's just going to fry your hair. Thin, fine, or color-treated hair, just keep it under 375. You really don't need it any hotter. You're just going to fry your hair. Coarse or curly hair, you can go higher, but always, always, always use a heat protectant. And here's another tip for you. Look for a flat iron that has a digital display, because you know those ones that have the numbers on them, like turn up the numbers 1 through 30 or something. It's like a little dial. They aren't precise. So the digital display will give you a much more precise gauge on your temperature readings. What about the plate size? Yeah, plate size matters. The 1-inch plates, those are typically the ones you see out there. This is the 1-inch wide plates. And those are perfect for most hair lengths. You can also style with them, so you can create curls or waves or just straighten your hair. The wider plates, that's 1.5 inches or 2 inches, that's better for your long, thick, or coarse hair. And it really does cut down the styling time. So if you are actually traveling a lot, you might want to consider one of those little tiny flat irons, or a dual voltage flat iron with locking features, so you don't accidentally have it come on. But they do have little mini flat irons for traveling. In my opinion, I have found those don't get quite hot enough. They might be great for a bang touch up or right around your face, but to do your whole head with a flat iron, probably don't want to do it with one of those mini ones. Another feature you want to look for is an automatic shutoff. This is a major peace of mind issue. We've all left the house wondering if we've turned the iron off. Haven't you? Yeah, it's a nightmare. I've even driven back home to see if I've turned it off. You don't want to burn down the house. So this really does help prevent accidents, and it does extend the life of your tool, and it saves energy. So bonus features to look for: infrared technology. This actually heats the hair from the inside out. It reduces surface damage and it preserves moisture in your hair. Now, those are going to be more expensive to buy, but if you have dry hair, that might be something you might want to consider. If you've got frizzy hair, you might want to consider ionic technology. This really does help tame the frizz, and it smooths the cuticle for shine. I'm going to leave some links in my show notes for some of the products I recommend, and I will link them over on my Amazon storefront so you can go take a look. And I have flat irons under $30, mid-range, and yeah, even the more expensive. But It's all up to you and your budget. Now I want to take some questions. People ask me a lot, my clients mostly, but some of the newer stylists out there, I do remember recalling them saying, well, what flat iron should I buy? Those are valid questions. And so I'm just going to answer some of the questions that I get. I put a little list together that I thought might be good. Are titanium plates bad for fine hair? Okay, not necessarily, but they're too much for most fine hair types. Titanium plates, they get hotter, faster, and retain heat longer, which is great for thick or coarse hair. But for fine, fragile, or color-treated hair, titanium can lead to unnecessary damage. Your better options are ceramic and tourmaline plates. They distribute heat more gently and evenly, making them much safer. All right, another question. Can I use a flat iron to curl my hair? Absolutely. It works great. It just takes a little bit of practice. A 1-inch flat iron is probably best for this. Make sure your iron has rounded edges and floating plates so it glides without creating harsh bends or creases. And they do actually have a new kind of flat iron curling iron device. I actually made a video of this on how I curl my hair with it. You might want to go take a look. Again, I'll leave the link so you don't have to go hunting for it. All right, what's the difference between drugstore and salon flat irons? Tell you the truth, it just really comes down to the materials, the consistency, and the longevity. Salon quality tools often are higher grade ceramic or titanium, and they have better internal heaters, and they offer more precise temperature control. The drugstore irons, on the other hand, they'll get the job done for casual use. So if you're not using them every day, maybe you're on vacation, you just need to pick one up at the drugstore. But they often have cold spots. They're made out of cheaper materials and they're less durable. So you get what you pay for. That said, there are affordable options like what I have in my show notes, the Remington Pearl Pro, that actually perform pretty well. Go check it out. Here's a good question. How do I clean my flat iron? Yeah, over time, product can build up. I've seen some gunky flat irons and curling irons in my time. So make sure you unplug it, let it cool completely, of course. Then you want to just get a cloth wet with a little bit, not wet, damp, with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, or you can mix up water and white vinegar 50-50, and then you just gently wipe the plates. Make sure you avoid getting moisture in the edges or the electronics of the flat iron. And you definitely want to do this probably monthly, especially if you're using heat protectants or styling sprays, which you should be using heat protectants. You sense a theme here? Yes, you need to use heat protectant. And that leads me to my next question. Do I need a heat protectant every time I flat iron? What do you think I'm going to say? Yes, every single time. Heat protectants form a barrier between your hair and the heat, reducing damage, breakage, and dryness. Think of it like sunscreen, but for your hair. And plus, some of these protectants, they actually add shine, they reduce frizz, and they help your style last longer. So those are bonus things. Here's another question. Oh my goodness. Somebody just asked me this the other day. Why does my flat iron make my hair smell like it's burning? What do you think? Hopefully you're not burning your hair. But sometimes that's what it is. You're using too high of a heat setting for your hair type and you're actually burning your hair. It could be also the product residue left on the plates of your flat iron. And it also could be that you're holding the flat iron on your hair too long. So what do? You lower the temperature, you clean the plates, and you make sure your hair's 100% dry and product protected before styling. You don't want to smell your hair being burned. Okay, another question. Why does my hair still get frizzy after flat ironing? Well, it comes to a couple of these reasons. You didn't dry your hair completely before you used your flat iron. And can I just say, when you do that, when you put your flat iron on any dampness on your hair, you're causing it to actually boil the water that's on your hair. And what is that doing? Destroying your cuticle of your hair and breaking your hair. Not good. Not good. You don't want that. Another reason your hair might still be getting frizzy is you're actually using too low of a heat setting. You're smoothing it, but you're not sealing the cuticle. Also, using a heat protectant or a smoothing serum will help your hair from going frizzy. I know it's springtime. Well, it's summertime and the humidity's up, especially here in Virginia. And I mean, I've been wearing my hair curly and blow drying it with a round brush. Typically, I can keep my hair smooth, but in the summertime, if I really wanted my hair to be smooth, I have to use either a curling iron or a flat iron just to smooth that cuticle down and seal it. Another reason it might be frizzy is your flat iron. You might have a cheap flat iron and it's not distributing the heat evenly. That's what we call cold spots. And it just means that the temperature fluctuates on your plates. So try using an ionic or an infrared technology if you have frizzy hair. This will help smooth the cuticle and lock in moisture for longer lasting results. Hopefully, I've answered some questions that you may have had. These are just some questions I put together that I could remember people asking me. So whether you're just learning to style your hair or you've been straightening for years, the right flat iron can completely change your results. So don't forget to grab my free downloadable Flat Iron 101. It's a cheat sheet and is packed with everything we talked about today. So just click the link in the show notes, grab it now, and remember, when you know better, you do better. Thanks for tuning in to All About Hair. If you loved this episode, hit subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with a fellow stylist or hair-loving friend. You want more tips, tools, and behind-the-scenes goodness? Follow me on YouTube or head to my website at denisekailitz.com. Yes, I know it's hard to spell, so don't worry, the link is in the show notes. Until next time, keep learning, keep creating, and keep loving what you do. You know, I keep hearing the number one challenge for salon owners is hiring staff. Where are they? The seasoned stylists are renting a suite or going out on their own booth rental. So where you got to go? You got to go to the schools, right? You got to get those brand new stylists right out of school. But wow, how are you going to bring them up to speed? Are you a salon owner struggling with this? You feel overwhelmed by the task of training, mentoring, and tracking performance while you still run the salon or work behind the chair? You're not alone, and there's a better way. I have a brand new download. It is free. It is called the Ultimate In-Salon Training Toolkit, and is designed specifically to help salon owners like you create a structured, stress-free training program that will transform new hires into confident, high-performing professionals. This step-by-step guide will take the guesswork out of training, giving you everything you need to onboard your new stylist with confidence. I will leave a link in the show notes. You can also go over to my website and snag it at denisekailitz.com. It's totally free. Go get your copy today.